All right, YouTube. Welcome to my newest series, The Platform Prep. The whole point of this is I'm getting ready to get back onto the powerlifting platform. All right. I have not powerlifted since high school. A few years ago, I thought about getting back into powerlifting, and I actually paid for my USAPL, I guess, membership for the year, paid for a meet, and then the trainer that I was working with at the time, like, things went left and right, and like I actually kind of ended up falling out of the gym. I did go ahead and hire a coach again. However, with that being said, things are somewhat in the air right now with that. It's a whole different type of process going on with that. It's a different coach from last time, but um that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. Right now, we're following a ChatGPT written up program. All right. I let ChatGPT know what I'm trying to do. They gave me some stuff to do, and crazy enough, it's a little bit different of a training style than what I'm used to. Obviously, I've done the power building before. I followed a couple of the Russell or Heat programs. However, with this, it's not as much accessory work, and it's a lot more focused on the actual strength aspect of it. And I'm just like, all right, cool. I guess like yesterday, I think I squatted like 8 or 9 times. Literally, we had a top set. We had 4 sets of a drop set. Then we had a set of like a pause set for like 3 sets. I was just like, yeah, I don't know about squatting all this much. But anyway, with that being said, today we got bench. I'm hoping that we can do around somewhere in the 300 for our top set. However, one thing I quickly realized, because we're at EOS Fitness, is these barbells feel a little bit off. They feel a little different. Here's a clip real quick right here. And with that whole thing right there, basically I was like, something's off here. Something doesn't feel right. And so basically I was like, for one, as I unrack the weight and I'm trying to walk out of the rack, I'm banging up against the rack. The rack is shaking everywhere. I'm like, the bar feels kind of short. Like the plates, like I barely took a step back and I'm smacking the plates against the rack. Then on top of that, I'm like, this bar is thick as hell. And so I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And I'm like, is this like a squat bar? Is this like, what kind of bar is this? And so I started to like, cause I haven't powerlifted in so long. I haven't like worried about different types of bars in like, since like 2019, 2020. I went ahead and I Googled it real quick, and you guys can see in the clip, they say like the Olympic bars, which I think are usually the ones they say they have in the set at EOS. They're like 2 inches in diameter versus the ones I think they said the USAPL uses like 1 inch in diameter. So I'm like, all right, this may be a problem if we're trained on something that is a little bit different than what we would use in competition. With that being said, too, just a real quick update and note, I have an idea for when I want to compete, for the meet I want to compete at. Have not signed up for the meet yet. One of the biggest problems that we're facing right now on this prep is the fact of right now I'm currently at 347 pounds, 347.8, right? With that being said, I want to compete, and I think the 285 pound weight class. So that means I need to come down basically 2 weight classes. I think the meet that I want to do is in July. If it needs to get pushed back, it get pushed back. Hell, if the whole aspect of everything has to get pushed back to sometime next year, it'll be that. But really, it's one meet I want to do. I want to drop the name of it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Hopefully, it's still open as of the time of me saying it's a local meet. But I think it's like called Mutant Mayhem, and I just feel like it'd be cool to go there if I could place, get like a cool little Ninja Turtle medal reward trophy and bring it home to the kids and show them like, hey, look what I did. And I feel like they think that's pretty cool. So that's one of the things I'm shooting for right now. However, like I said, haven't gotten a USAPL card for this year. Haven't signed up for the meet. Don't know the weight class I'll compete at if I do decide to go ahead and compete there. Haven't gotten a singlet yet. Haven't gotten a powerlifting belt yet. Didn't get any wrist wraps yet. Haven't got any knee sleeves or none of that. I don't even know if all that's going to be allowed in the competition. Like I said, I still got to look more into the rules and stuff like that. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick debriefing and rundown on it. I can show you guys. I think I still got the footage of it, like the last numbers that I was hitting in some of the meets. Mostly, I think it's squat. I don't think I have anything of deadlift or bench press, but they're right here. With that being said, we're gonna go in. We're gonna get this bench done. Again, I'm hoping that we can get into the 315 or the 300s on the bench. It's supposed to be a RPE of 7 to 8, and this is not my first time using RPEs. I had to get a refresher on RPEs just because it's been a little minute. I think I haven't used RPEs since like 2018, 2019, something like that. And that was like a generic powerlifting program I found online. With that being said, we're gonna go in. We got an RPE 7 to 8, so hopefully we can touch somewhere in the 300s. The last time I like maxed out on bench, it was like 365. So we're gonna see what we can do right now. All right, so two things. Watching the video back of how the 285 moved, I actually feel like I probably could have went ahead and pushed it to 300 or 315 for like an RP of like 8, I guess. I don't know. I put it down as an RP of 8 because I felt like maybe I could have squeezed out 2 more. The hardest part was about racking it. And that's because I felt like it was going to slip out my hand. I actually found the second thing basically is I actually found a bar that was a little bit more like what I was, I guess, used to using. It's a little bit thinner. It actually says it's like a 20 kilogram bar, and it doesn't seem as short. The original area that I went to in the rec, that bar seemed like pretty short. I'll see if I can get like a clip of it real quick or something. But this is the bar that we decided to come out here and work with because we went right around the corner from the rec. So I'm gonna go into the drop set. I think we got 5 sets, 5 to 8 reps, 5 sets. So we dropped down from, what is this, 225, 35, 45, 55, 260. So we got 260 as our drop set. So let's get it. It's kind of funny because it feels like I'm struggling like in the lift, but as I keep watching the playback of it, looking at the bar speed, I'm like, maybe I'm not doing as bad as I thought. I also think that the bar that I'm using now, I can't keep making excuses about the bar, but the bar that I'm using now is like definitely throwing me off a little bit. It's the knurling isn't as aggressive, and as well as how thin it is, my wrist just wants to kind of fly back and forth. Fun fact, when I graduated high school, I went to LA and I trained at Barbell Brigade for like a few days, and I worked with a trainer there named Stanley Merklin, and he actually was telling me about I had an imbalance in my wrist when it came to bench pressing. Basically, I think he said it was my left wrist or the right wrist. One of them was basically back like this versus the other one being like this. What you were saying, the heavier you go up in weight, the more there's likely to be an injury. And so I started using wrist wraps on bench. But like I said earlier, I haven't got any more wrist wraps since. So this is how we free balling now until we get those. So let's go. All right, so just decided, since we just technically did a pause set of bench, we're just gonna go ahead and just close rep it out. We're gonna bang it out. We got 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps. Let me double check it. 3 sets, 4 to 6 reps. So go ahead and bang it out. Gonna aim for the higher end of 6. Let's see if we can get it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, guys, welcome to Thursday's portion of the video. We didn't film anything on Wednesday just because Wednesday was a recovery day, so we just had a little bit of steady state cardio as well as mobility, so that's just going over stretches and things of that nature. All right, so yesterday we got our E-Vault done. I don't know if you guys can really see it that well. This is the state that this is the one that they marked up on, so I'll probably post the actual image of the clean copy so you guys can see everything that's going on. This is the stuff that we sent over to our coach, and he's going to basically, come up with a program for us on that. Like I said, right now, I'm using Chat GPT, just I guess for this first week, essentially. After we get the information from him, then we'll be able to plug in the numbers and we'll actually be able to do more of an actual structured program. Not saying the Chat GPT didn't give us a structured program. They gave me a very structured program with I'm messing up my words there. They gave me a very structured program with a lot of information to use, basically, right? So with that being said, today we have deadlifts, right? Got right here, we have a top set of 1 to 3 reps with an RP of 7 to 8. Then we got like 4 back off sets, followed by a secondary pool of RDLs, 3 sets, 8 to 5. And then we just got, a few accessory things such as hamstring curls, lat/rows, and low back stability. So basically doing the hyper extensions, right? With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead, get into the gym. It's been a long time since I did any deadlifts. So just want to make sure this still moves good before we do our top set. And I think I found the actual stiff bar versus the bars they had in the rec, which were like the Olympic bars, which I felt too bulky. Here. Yeah, that felt pretty good. The struggle of loading deadlifts at a commercial gym, there's no, I don't even know what they call it, but the little thing you slide under there, slide it back. Alkaline had a bunch of them. I don't see a single one here. But let's see. There we go. Don't have a belt. Do have a belt, but I don't have a belt. I don't think the USAPL will let me use the belt that I do have. So I don't even want to bother like trying to put in any type of training. Want to wait till we get an official belt before we do any of that. Starting to get a little warmed up. Instead of doing double over, I can go ahead over undo for this one. Get my feet placement right. Oh. I'm here. And that is something I don't miss about deadlifting. I don't know if I can see that. It ain't that bad right now, but after a whole prep, I'm trying to get ready for a powerlifting meet. Pretty sure it's gonna be pretty bad. We gotta work on trying not to do that. There we go. Banged up that knee. All right, so I just watched the footage back and I realized one thing that we're doing is we're literally leading like ass first. Like at the start movement, the first thing that's going up is this versus trying to leave with the chest, drive through the heels. That's one thing too, is I gotta a lot of times reteach myself how to deadlift. All right, so watching the footage back, I seen toward the first rep or two was pretty good. Toward the end, form started to break back down. Started to do the ass up method again, which we gotta work on fixing. The whole thing, I don't know if a belt would fix it. I don't know if a belt would fix it or if it was just what. I think it's just working on the cues, probably lowering the weight and just re-honing the craft of deadlifting, which is probably something I do on like Fridays, because Friday's supposed to be the day that we have like somewhat of a rest. It's optional to lift right now. So probably be working on just fixing cues. Here we go. There we go. All right. We got 3 sets of 5 to 8 for RDLs. So let's hope we can do it with the 225. I think the most I ever did was 205. But I didn't feel like changing everything. I did a quick little hack to make it easier taking the weights off. I probably should do it when loading the weights. But yeah, let's see if we can get it. Go double overhand for this. Get the knee. That's it for episode 1 of the platform prep, man. I just wanted to kind of basically show you guys like where we're at with the baseline of everything. Obviously we didn't do any like 1 rep maxes or anything like that, but we did things where we were basically like RP of 7 to 8 for the most lifts that we did do. With that being said, there is a lot of, I feel, room for improvement for strength. Going into the lift next week, if we have the actual programming from the coach that we hired, it'll be more so structured on around like what we're going to be doing going forward. With that being said as well, if not, and we're going back into the same thing that we're doing already this week, the numbers should be higher, I want to say, just due to the fact of my body's getting reacclimated, is getting back used to the weight that I used to move. For instance, like I've been doing a lot of bodybuilding work, a lot of hypertrophy work, right? And this week has been like basically like almost smooth going, laid back, just because I'm not doing as much high volume work. But at the same time, I'm feeling more sore than I have within the last like month or two, just due to the fact that my body's not used to moving that heavier weight. So now that my body's getting back reused to moving heavy weights like that, I feel like when it comes time to push up, it's going to be a lot easier. And with that being said, besides when it comes time to push up, it being a lot easier, I think it's just going to, everything overall after this week going forward is going to help us move closer to our goal. Hopefully, I want to say, I want to be definitely pulling 500 by the time of the competition, because I'm pretty sure most people there are going to be pulling like 600-700. I want to be pulling 500 by the time of the competition, but I definitely want to say I want to pull 500 probably a few months out from it and be in the 550s by the time of the competition. It's crazy. I want to be pulling 500. I want to hopefully be able to bench 405, and definitely I want to be able to squat. I don't know how much I want to squat, to be honest with you. Can definitely squat 405 right now. I feel for day 1, it was definitely a little tougher just because I wasn't used to the bar. That's the other thing too, is I feel if we do switch over gyms or we just get a gym to go to strictly for the powerlifting, I feel like we'll have more of the accessories or the actual equipment that we need. Also, the fact that we're lacking equipment. I don't have knee wraps. I don't have knee sleeves. I don't have elbow wraps. I don't have elbow sleeves. I don't even got my singlet yet. I need to get new shoes to work out in. The shoes that I have literally have no grip in them. This is what I was like deadlifting in today. So like you guys can see, like there's basically nothing on them. And like, that's just basically some throwaway shoes that I just choose to put on. And like, I usually only wear them to the gym for the most part. Like if I'm going out, I'll put on some better shoes, and I don't want to wear those shoes to the gym just because I don't want those shoes to get like, messed up or like bad smell or anything like that. Cause like I usually when I'm working out at the gym, I'll go do like a lot of cardio or I'll sweat a lot and like it'll reek. Anyway, that's all besides the point. Close out the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. There's more to come for the platform prep. Hopefully next week we have our program from our coach and we'll be able to actually follow that program. if you guys got anything that you guys want to see on the prep, because I am a former trainer, so I do know certain things. Just like I was able to kind of somewhat see once I watched the video back, I could kind of see like where I was messing up at. Was able to kind of tweak it a little bit. Another reason I even hired a coach was just to take the stress off of me, and at the same time, I want to make sure this guy know. Like I used to work with him at LA Fitness. I want to make sure that what I'm doing is ideal and optimal for me to not only cut weight, but at the same time get into, you know, building my strength back up. Usually like when I focus on something, like it's just either or. So it's great to have a second opinion on it. And I know in the past when I was cutting weight, like he used to tell me all the time, like, hey, you're not eating enough. Like you're doing 2 hours of cardio, you're lifting for like an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours a day, because I would do like 2 a days. And he was like, you're only eating like 2,700 calories. Like right now I'm eating like 3,100 calories, 3,500 calories, something like that. um and that's just basically because, like, you know, I used to not focus on my carbs. The carbs were going to help with the bar speed, but back then I didn't really care about the bar speed because I was just working out just to work out. Now I'm working out with a purpose. So now we got a purpose to train for, and I'm taking you guys along for the ride for the platform prep. So by the time we step on that platform, hopefully we're throwing up some amazing numbers. Hopefully we're looking good, and we're going to be dialed in. But anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.